Oh, yeah.
First question to Damien Calhoun.
Hey Greg, just want to get your thoughts on the second foul call on Garza. Get a look at it and think it'll be called a penalty at first. I know Reed went over there. It took a while before he came back and ruled it.
Yeah, I've only seen one replay, and it was the one on the bench. Initially in the run of play, I thought penalty. When I watched it back, I'm not as convinced as I was when I saw it in the run of play, just because I couldn't tell if the player runs into Amiro, because they're both kind of angling towards the ball and then goes down, or for me, it's who kind of makes the initial contact and how does it happen. So again, this was one quick look, so I don't have a big opinion on it. But when I saw it in the run of play, I thought it was going to be trouble for us. When I saw it a little closer, I think forwards can be very clever about running into the angle of the defender who's recovering, and as soon as they fall down, then they put the referee. But then we'll go to your comment, which is clear and obvious shouldn't take that long. Like, if we have such a high standard of what we hear in the meetings, such a high standard of clear and obvious, it shouldn't take that long to make a decision. It should be pretty clear and obvious. But so that's my feeling on the situation. But I think we put ourselves in the situation, so when you do that, bad things can happen to you, and they did in that situation.
And just what's another one? You got the early goal, but what did you like or didn't like from then, the way you guys attacked?
I thought our start to the game was fantastic, and then I thought we struggled to create attacks, build attacks from the back for pretty much the rest of the game. I felt like the combination of the group of players just were having a hard time finding the sync with each other. Between Jacob and Emmy and Mickey, who were kind of in the start, and then the two who were in midfield together haven't spent much time together, so I didn't feel like they were necessarily really working off of each other. So I just felt like we were making a lot of bad reads as it goes to starting our attacks. I felt like we weren't showing up for each other in preparation for what needed to happen next, and I felt like we were getting forced into a lot of areas of the field that we didn't necessarily want to be in. So I thought we had a hard time with the ball today. I thought we did some really good defensive work. They gave us the ball back. We gave it right back to them probably 15 to 20 times in the game. I feel like good defensive work. They hit the long ball. We had it right back to them. They give us the pass, we give it right back. And when you do that, you end up in a lot of low block situations because you're losing balls between your lines, and guys just have to recover underneath the ball. So again, whether it was the starting of our possessions because we were having to recover balls deep, or when we even got good pressure to the ball and they gave it to us, we gave it back. So overall tonight, our use of the ball was really poor, I thought, and that led to long defending stretches and ultimately a situation that led to a penalty. So we have to be much better on the ball and keeping the ball.
Hey Greg, actually got two for you. One is, within that defensive work, what did you like most? And it seemed in the first half, it was superior to the second half. But part of that also is situational.
Yeah, I think just our compactness, that we were pretty close together and we were all underneath the ball for large stretches of the game, and especially in the first half. I thought the first half, one of the things is Gabe was in the back line a lot the first half defensively, which means it was very hard for them to penetrate us, but it was also very hard for us to get pressure to the ball sometimes. And so there's always the potential for risk reward. I didn't think we necessarily needed Gabe in the back line as much as he was in the first half, but there was times when we could push him out of the back line because they weren't really overloading us in the back, and so it wasn't necessary. So the halftime, the read was like, if we don't need Gabe, let's keep him in midfield, let's keep him ahead of us so that we can initiate, but we can also get out of some of these mid-block, lower block defending situations with Gabe a little bit higher. So that was it, but I still think the use of the ball was the biggest problem today. If you don't use the ball well, you're going to defend a lot. If you're losing balls between your lines, then you're going to defend low a lot, and that became it. I felt the start and the energy and some of the flow of some of the actions started to show you that I think the attack for this group is going to be really interesting, but we've got to be able to get the ball to the attackers in the right ways, in the right places for them to make their actions happen. If the back guys are struggling to get them the ball the right way, it's going to be hard for the attackers too. So that was disconnected tonight for sure.
After the red card, what did you like and what did you feel needs to be better from you guys? And before the red card, they've got 60% possession. Is that in part because of the difficulty with the ball?
Oh, for sure, yeah, for sure. On your last question, what I liked was just the mentality of the group. You know, you got to have, even on your best days with the ball, if you have that kind of defensive mentality and willingness to work underneath the ball and work together, and you're much better with the ball, you're going to win a lot of games in the league. And so, but I thought we were that poor with the ball, but I felt like in general, our defensive work we were connected, not always perfect, but we were connected and we dealt with situations. But it was a lot of defending for a lot of guys. And so, I thought that was decent. It's just the mentality part of it was important. And when we went down a man, it's dealing. And we didn't really have a lot of guys, like all of our midfielders are injured at the moment. So in terms of, not all of them, but the replacements that would normally go in for a Sanabria or for even a Justin who just played a lot the other day, we didn't really have those kind of like for like guys, so they were grinding it out in the midfield, and it was a lot of work today for the midfield. So I just like the mentality. I think it's important early in the year. If you can, I would have liked 3 points, but if you can have those games where you grind early in the year and you get results, they can pay dividends for you long term. I think in 2024 we drew 4 of the first 5 or something like that in some similar fashion, and then you start to find the attacking rhythm and the flow, and things can come out of it. So you know. Things to work on, but also some positives, I guess, in some of those aspects.
Hey, Greg, thank you for your time. I wanted to ask you about the goal scorer, Claus. Gets a goal early, seemed to be pretty active, seemed to bring a couple of dimensions, like you mentioned, preseason. Just your overall thoughts on his first performance here at home?
I thought his work rate, his commitment to the group, the goal, some other moments where he's just strong and he holds up the ball and he gives us that extra piece. All very good, but the striker is only going to be as good as we can get him the ball in the right ways, and because we were bad with the ball, it became a lot of defensive work for him over the course of the game, and then just some duels to keep things up. So when we get better with the ball, I think you're going to see an even better Claus for us on the attacking side and better connections with those groups. But today, he like everybody else, he laced on his work boots and he did the work up top that he had to do, and so I appreciate that from him today, you know. But there's a lot to be excited about with him up top. I think getting that first goal in the first game is great for his confidence. And he hasn't been here very long, and I feel like since he's been here, all we've done is play games every couple of days, because the last part of preseason, we played games every couple of days. And then we were in Panama, and then so we haven't really even worked with him on like attacking actions with the group and finishing and stuff. It's been like it's just been game repetition. So there's a lot to look forward to, I think, with him, and I'm excited for that. But right now we got to get through these games and get good results.
Hey Greg.
Yes, sir.
Just to riff off what Alex asked you there on Claus, his hustle's unbelievable. I've not really seen him play live a lot, and I just wonder if he's going to be the benchmark for like press, i.e. can the other players put that intensity and keep up with him?
I hope so. I mean, that's the expectation. When your striker is leading you in those kinds of ways, you have to commit and go with it. It's I don't think one of two things is going to happen. He's either going to stop working, or the rest of the group is going to keep up. And for me, the rest of the group is going to need to keep up. And so I think that's wonderful. I think that's one of the things we really liked about him was, again, he's defensively aware and he will put in the work, and it's important. And it's one of the things I thought was good today is, as a group, we were connected. And there's times in preseason, there's a lot of times last year when we were disconnected and isolated and moving all around the field, and I thought today we did a good job of staying a little bit closer together. Even if we weren't high up the field pressing all the time, we were still under the ball and connected. And again, if we're better with the ball, the amount of times that we have to do that and the amount of time that we have to do that is going to be much, much lower. Probably flipped 60-40 if we can be better with the ball most of the time. So.
And then just one real quickie is a new season for you. Doesn't get old, does it?
No, the one thing I love about my job is that it restarts again every year. And so, last year it's nice to put it behind us, and now we come in with not a new group, but some new faces, and certainly a new mentality. The guys came in fit, and the guys came in motivated. They were also all disappointed for last year, so I think there is a mentality that's in this group that we need to use to build to keep improving, but the mentality is certainly better and ready to to go. Thank you.
Hey Greg, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah.
Two straight draws at the beginning of the season, 1-1s. What were the improvements that you saw from Thursday to today? And then just a quick follow-up on that one. JP seems really motivated to start this year. Perhaps he's trying to get that final World spot. What have you seen from him? Thank you.
So first, it's just the first game in these games down in Central America. It's so different playing a game down in Central America than playing a game here, and especially at home. And so I just feel like everything down there was just so slow, and the ball was slow, and the field was sticky, and they were just waiting for us, and we didn't do a good job of finding the ways to increase the speed of the game, and our mobility was limited. We struggled putting speed into the game, both because the opponent was really low, and also because the game is just heavy down there in general. And so we started well again last game, and part of that was because they were separated. They were 4-4-2. They gave us a little bit of space to work with between the lines, and we created some early real chances. But after they saw that, they put 5-6 guys in the back line, and they really bogged the game down, and we had a hard time speeding it up. Some of that is the ball just moves slow on the field, and so you came here, and even yesterday in training when the guys started to play in their rondos, the ball just was moving so much faster. And that's going to be important as we get to Wednesday, because if they come with the same mentality to bog us down, just everything just needs to move quicker. And if it does, we'll create our advantages and our time edges and our chances. So that the games are just so different, it's hard to say. But I liked today, again, the only thing I can say I really liked out of it was just the collective mentality and some of the individual just gritty performances. And I liked the start of the game. The rest of it, I felt like we just did what we had to do by the end, down a man. So there's some other things inside of it that I didn't like, but those are for another day.
One more question in the room, and then we'll go to Zoom.
Hey Greg, thanks for doing this.
Yep.
Another Claus question for you. I know they're very, very different players, but in what way do you hope that he can help fill that void that Ricky Puig left in terms of productivity?
Yeah, very different players, for sure. But one of the things that I think Claus does well that has some similarity to Ricky is, Ricky for us always came down low, picked up the ball, played the ball through the lines, built speed into the action, and then he arrived into the box as the trailer. But he was able to set Gabe and Joe in motion and change the speed of the game. And Joe and Gabe aren't great at changing the speed of the game, but they are great at keeping the speed of the game once it's been changed. What Zhao does in a higher line, I think, is because he's a good target and he's a good passer, you can play into him, and he can strong and hold the ball and get on the half turn, and he can play the wingers into the space, and then he arrives into the box. It's something that I think he's very good at. I keep referencing a moment in preseason, the Gabe scores, where we play into him. He gets on the turn, and he's just patient, and Gabe runs off it, and he slips the ball between the two defenders, and Gabe finishes the first time. It's an example of what I think he can do for this team, which is unleash our wingers into spaces and then arrive into finishing areas to score. So that's probably the only similarity I would put in those two, but we're hoping that he can come, and I think he can be a guy who can score as many goals or get as many assists as he can goals, because he has sort of that vision and that eye for a pass.
We'll head to Zoom for the next question. Go ahead, Josh.
Hey, great. Thanks for taking the time to answer questions. Just one for you, and I hope I didn't miss it at the beginning of it. But on Miro Garces, he picks up that yellow card in the first half. We know that Miro can be a pretty aggressive player. Was there concern of keeping him on the field and picking up that yellow card? Do you think about possibly pulling him at halftime?
We actually had Maya standing right next to me, ready to go in for him. So I just needed one more stoppage, and it was happening. So. Yeah, unfortunately, the timing was the timing. We were talking about it. I told Maya within 15 minutes or less he was going to be going. So it's something that we knew we were going to be dealing with. I was as much concerned just as he was getting what looked like getting a little bit tired, and things were running off of him and stuff like that. And he's been managing a little bit of an issue physically, and so we just felt like we needed to, but yellow was part of it. We wanted to change part of our defensive rotation so that he wasn't stepping out of the back line and trying to close people down into the midfield. So we did change that, and his job was to stay more in the back line, and we were going to release Julian to some of those situations, and Amiro would just cover the back line so that he wasn't stepping out into these highly aggressive situations. But when he stayed in the line, sometimes he doesn't see the runners that are coming off his back shoulder. We've got to do a better job of communicating across our line, and it was one of those, it wasn't the first instance, but it was the one that caught us on the night, and we have to be better about dealing with those situations.
Thanks, Greg.
Last question for Greg on Zoom. Go ahead, Christian.
Thanks. Hi, Greg. Good evening. Thanks for your time. So, Galaxy has 3 important Brazilian players in the squad. How much does their versatility expand your tactical options, especially in games like tonight that demand quick transitions and high intensity? Thanks, Emilio.
Yeah, the 3 Brazilian players was the question. Yeah, they give us all 3 attackers, all 3 very competent on the ball guys. Obviously, all 3 of them for us, especially in, you mentioned that some of the transition situations can be very useful for us. But for me, it's going to be just how they connect within the rest of the group. I know there's a good relationship amongst the 3 of them off the field, but it's continuing to build that relationship on the field so that Joe and Claus, and specifically because they just don't have as many, not Joe, sorry, Gabe and Claus specifically because they just haven't had many repetitions, continue to get used to each other because Claus is going to be a great resource for Gabe when he's picking up the ball and he's coming across the middle and he can play into the striker and keep moving off of that. It's one of the things we want Gabe to be doing, is be on the move a lot more this year than when I felt he was last year. And so, yeah, they're a great addition to our group, and I think the level is going to keep rising. Okay.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, everyone. Good to see you.
Oh, Christian, did he have a scout?
No, definitely not. It was a compliance situation. Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Careful.
Keeps getting farther down.
I'm just gonna get hurt one day.
I know, I was Wentz.
Old age gets us all.
We will also have Justin Hack and Joe Claus. Order TBD. We are now joined by LA Galaxy midfielder Justin Hack. Please raise your hand if you have a question for Justin, but we'll start with Amy Calvin.
Hey, Justin. Over here. Just want to get your thoughts on the early stages of the season. Thursday in Panama and then tonight. 2 games you guys probably should have came away with 3 points in each, but you're sitting here with Johnny. Just your thoughts on how the team have progressed from midweek till tonight.
Yeah, I think it's been a fast start to the season. It's always difficult to travel to Panama, play on an interesting field, different circumstances, and then come back home. I agree with you that we probably should have gotten more from both of these games, but I think it's just about, I think today especially we showed really good character to still come away with a point in a difficult situation going down a man.
Interesting. Greg talked about difficulty with the ball, that you guys didn't hit the ball as well as you should be. How did that make it more difficult for you guys in midfield, in defending? What do you feel like you guys did well within that? What didn't you do well within that? And then afterwards, just playing against your old team, what was that like?
Yeah, I think the difficulty with the ball maybe came a little bit from defending so much. So when you're spending the majority of the game chasing the ball kind of just on top of your own 18, it kind of, once you do win the ball back, you do have less energy than if we would have controlled the ball better, especially after such a good start that we had in this game. But playing against my old team was interesting. It was good to see everybody play, good to see all the guys I played with for so long, but I wish we could have got the 3 points.
Hey, Justin, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the first game here in Los Angeles. Greg mentioned that there's been a lot of gains ever since players have come in that it's just been game after game, right? So
Mhm.
do you feel like you, because of virtue of so many games that have happened, do you feel like there's maybe been a kind of less emphasis, or not emphasis, but just less tactics that you guys have been able to receive in practice and stuff because of the games? Thank you.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, especially this past week, we didn't have so much time to work on the game tactically, especially, long travel coming back from Panama, just having one day really to prepare, but some guys were still recovering after that. So I guess that could play a role in it, but we're not looking to make any excuses really. And at the end of the day, I also still feel like we could have gotten or maybe deserved the 3 points and the win in both of those games.
Hey Justin, thank you for your time. Wanted to ask you more about the midfield. I mean, what did you like? You're playing with Lucas and Marco in there. I mean, what did you like? What did you not like? What did you feel like you guys did good on the night? What did you guys feel like you guys can improve on as a midfield group to maybe control more of the game?
Yeah, I think first of all we started the game really well, and that really came from the whole team. We had a lot of energy going into the game. That's why you saw us go up 1-0. I think, like Greg mentioned, we weren't the best on the ball, which is something we need to improve on. But with that being said, everybody worked really hard. We kept running, even going down a man, being able to pick up the point. It's not exactly what we wanted going into the game, but given the circumstances, I think it was a good fight from everybody.
Hi Justin. East Coast, West Coast. You played your first game here in front of the LA fans. How do you compare the atmospheres? How do you compare it?
Yeah, I think the fans were amazing today. I think they helped us definitely towards the end of the game push through to get the point. To compare would be a little bit hard because of playing in Yankee Stadium and this actually being a soccer field, but I would say the fans were great for us today.
Any other questions for Justin in the room? Go ahead, Alex.
Do you miss the snow from New York?
Not even a little bit. No.
Since you brought up playing at Yankee Stadium, but playing out there, how does that change your game? Or does it change your game?
Well, this feels much bigger than Yankee Stadium, so I would say there's a lot more ground to cover, a little bit more space. Yankee Stadium is I think it's probably the smallest field in the league, so it's a little bit tighter, those games.
So you got to prepare. You go into the season thinking you're going to do more running?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
You prefer this?
I prefer this field over Yankee Stadium.
Okay, thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
He's going to get.
Yeah, I was there for a summer game as well. So uncomfortable. Like, often
Testing audio on Zoom. Josh, can you hear us? Great.
I got a full reporter response. Would you like me to read it?
Sure.
Oh yeah, Brett.
Go ahead, Josh.
Okay. Here is the question was in the 65th minute, Garces was ruled to have fouled Fernandez in the penalty box. After after a VAR review, what specifically in replay was clear and obvious that led repetitively in the second yellow card for Garces, and what, if any, weight was given to Fernandez initiating the contact with his arm to Garces' chest, chin, face prior to both parties going to the ground. The response received was, after review, LA Galaxy number 25 Garces committed a foul on NYCFC number 7 Nico in the penalty area while challenging for the ball, which denied an obvious goal scoring opportunity. There was no foul contact prior. I had asked for clarification on what the actual foul was and where the contact was made, but that's your answer, right?
Thanks, Josh. It's like, but it was a clear contact.
Thanks, Josh.
Wait, so what did the fans do?
They have to consider it on, so it's moved up, so it's a straight red, right? Because you got to take it out.
Referees talk to the press.
He didn't get a straight red.
That's one of the things. Well, I usually go. Hold on, like, we used to go into the. No, as the league becomes more corporate, it becomes more difficult to do.
Yeah, but it's in Europe are far more corporate than this. They can handle all of that.
Sport in general is more corporate here than over here. And it's just the NFLization of American sport. Baseball more corporate now than it used to be. They are, but it's, they are. They will announce stuff afterwards, and they will talk about things, injuries, after the fact. Where you don't see that until this day. Yeah, right, they will identify them. Any questions, officiating from it, will be fine.
He started ruling out the movie.
That's why I laughed so hard to wait alles covered yesterday, because it was like, it's dark.
We're now joined by LA Galaxy forward Claus. Please raise your hand on Zoom if you have a question. Raise your hand in the room if you have a question. We'll start with getting in the Scott Broadhouse.
Hey, John.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
Can you walk us through that goal? I think Marco sort of played your backfield there, and sort of walking through that moment. And then from then on, what did you like the way you guys sort of built your attacks from that moment forward?
Yeah, it was a great assist from Marco. We know his qualities, and we know that he's a player that can make this assist. I think after the goal we had 2 or 3 good moments that maybe we have to do a little bit better. I think most of the time they had the ball, but we didn't suffer a lot, they didn't create a lot. I think the team showed a great mentality. With the experience that I have now, I know that we will have games like that, and we have to get something out of that. So unfortunately it wasn't the 3 points, but I think the mentality was great.
Yeah. You've come into the team and it's been game, not as many sections on the field where you get to work together. Where are the areas that you feel you kind of need to become more in tune, that everyone needs to become more in tune with you as well?
I think since the first day, the guys welcomed me very, very well. I've been talking a lot with them, also with the Coachella. We were able to spend a lot of time together. I think it's not just me, it's the whole team. We have to get at the same page in few moments. But I think the start point was good today. I think the mentality was great. We didn't suffer a lot, we didn't give a lot of opportunities for them. Of course, after the red card, things become a little bit difficult for us. But it was important to get a point from this game.
Hey Claus, how you doing? Thank you so much for talking to us, Rob Juan with the Sporting Tribune. Greg talked about your ability to hold up the ball. He actually said that he envisions you getting as many assists as goals this year. So he called out the goal that Gabriel Peck had at the CBI, and so talk to us about that understanding that's growing between you and Gabriel Peck, and then your preferred style of play. If it's that rugged, physical hold-up play style, or do you like to play off the lines or receive the ball anytime? Thank you.
Yeah, I think during my career, I always played as a role in the team that is, of course, the hold-up play, but I think I'm a guy that have qualities to go outside of the box and combine and create for the team as well. I think I feel good doing that. I think this put myself into the game. I'm not the striker that want to stay in the box for 90 minutes and maybe touch the ball 5 or 6 times. Of course, I know my job. I know as a 9 you have to score goals, but I'm enjoy a lot to go out of the box, create, combine, and I think I can help the team in this way as well.
Hey Claus, Alex Reed, Galactic Tribune. Going off what Rob just asked, with Gabriel Peck, I mean, he's a special player. He's a guy that a lot of people are banking on to have a good season. Also, Joseph Paintsel as well. He's scored goals for the club, and Marco giving assists. I mean, how do you kind of see the relationship with those other guys with you, especially during this game? How important is it to kind of keep building on game after game?
Yeah, I think it's very easy to create a relationship with great players. So with their qualities, it's not difficult. Coming to the team, I think my job is to make the things easier for them. I think they are the stars. I think they will create the most for the team. My job is to make the things easier for them. So I have to move out of Marco to help him, to hold up the ball for him. I have to run out of Peck to create chance, or maybe to combine with him to open space, and Pencil the same way. So yeah, for me it's very easy to create connection with them. It's been good from the day one, and I'm really happy with that.
Hello, this is Henry Sayers from LA Momentum. First of all, great job today. It was a great game. This team is coming from a season that's very interesting, and of course, a team like that wants to change the mentality in the new season. What do you want to contribute to the team in terms of mentality and anything else that you might want to contribute?
Yeah, I think today was a great start point. I think last year, if I'm not wrong, they didn't have a lot of games that they suffer like we did today, and they still get a point from the game. So I think it was already different today. Also with the players that they arrived, with the players that were here. Of course, it was a weird season for Galaxy last year. With the quality that we have in the team, it's the same team that won the league 2 years ago. So the quality is there. I think the philosophy is there, and if you get the mentality right as well, especially in these kind of games, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a different season.
Hey Claus, thanks for talking to us today. You scored the goal today, but you look like a player that really takes a lot of pride in the defensive part of the game, your work rate. Is that something that you consciously set an example for your teammates, that defensive work rate, leading the line with the press?
Yeah, I think the soccer changed a lot from years ago. I think everyone has to contribute to the team in the defensive part and offensive part. I think we are the first ones to press up high and help the defense. And also for us to score a goal, we need them to create from the back. So I think we have to play as a team in all the phases of the game. And yeah, I think being the first guy to start the pressing, I have to show the example. So I will always give my 100% for the team. I always put the team in front of me. It's not about me, it's about the team. So that's the mentality that I try to show every single day and every single game.
Greg said everyone will have to keep up with you.
Sorry?
Greg
Yeah.
said previously in the press conference that with your press and your intensity, that everyone's going to have to catch up and keep up with you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. That's a good start.
We have one question on Zoom, but we're having some technical issues, so I will ask it. How special was it for you to score in your debut in the Galaxy home opener?
Yeah, I think I can't say words to describe my feeling in this moment. It was amazing. I've been in the league for 3 years, and everybody in the league dreamed to play for Galaxy. So in my first game, in front of our fans, and with 85 seconds or something, I scored my first goal. It was magic. So really happy, really proud. Hope it's the first of many.
Thank you, Claus.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.